Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lisa and today we are going to quickly go through this track and sew in tutorial. And before we begin the tutorial, I'd like us to go through why people love this track and sew in. Number one, they give instant length and volume. As you can see in the video, you get fuller, longer hair instantly. Number two, it looks natural and seamless when installed properly. So the extensions blend very well with the natural hair, so it doesn't look fake. Number three, they are lower maintenance and are longer lasting compared to clip-ins or temporary extensions. Number four, they offer versatility in styling. So in short, they are very versatile. You can straighten, you can curl, you can wear updos, ponytail, all in one. So it gives flexibility without messing with your natural hair every time. And lastly, it acts as a protective style because the real hair is braided underneath and not manipulated daily. To begin this kind of hairstyle, you need to put tracks. To be able to put tracks, you need to be good in doing simple cornrows with the natural hair, and that is exactly what I'm doing here. So doing the tracks, you're just doing two small cornrows. They're meeting in the middle, and that is what is going to hold the weave that we're going to use for this style. So yeah, you need to know how to do the cornrows first. That is number one. So but I'm pretty sure if you're watching this, you already have basic knowledge on the cornrows. So this is how it turns out. I've just put tracks all over the head. You can go ahead and screenshot this so that it guides you in case you want to follow exactly how I've placed the tracks. But of course there are different ways of placing these tracks depending on the person's hairline, so you're not going to do the same kind of tracks on everybody, and that is what I teach on my channel memberships. So if you want to learn deeply to gain more knowledge on this kind of hairstyle and know all the types of hairlines that you're supposed to work with and how you're going to put your tracks, you can subscribe to my channel memberships. I've put the link down in the description box below. But for this one, she had a full hairline, so I had to put the tracks a little bit at the front. So as you can see there in the video, they are a bit near the hairline. And the weave we are using today is called Body Wave from Darling. I love this weave and I've used it on so many of my clients because it's a very good semi-human hair and has a very smooth texture, and it comes in different lengths. And yeah, and today my client wanted a smaller length, so I was able to just use from one of the bundles. So you can see it has 6 bundles. I only require 2 for each track and sew in, but you don't have to use this exact weave. You can go ahead and work with whatever you have. And by the way, before we continue, I'd like to encourage you to use a thin thread. Do not use a very wide or a very thick thread when it comes to doing this sew in, because we are trying to avoid the bumps. Remember, we are aiming for a very natural and sleek final look, so using a thin thread really does help. About the needle, you can work with whatever you're comfortable with. I'm comfortable with using a curved needle, the one I'm using right now in the video. But yeah, you can go ahead and work with a straight needle if you're not comfortable with that. And I encourage you, at the beginning of the track, you make sure you have secured the weave very properly, because we don't want cases of it lifting when it comes to styling. We want it to be as smooth and look like the person's natural hair. So that is why I'm taking time here to sew it down before I continue and sew the rest of the tracks. Okay, I hope you understand up to there. If you have any questions so far, leave them down in the comment section down below, and I'll be following each and every comment and I'll answer them. And remember, when you're sewing in, do not tighten it so much. We do not want the client to feel uncomfortable. It needs to just be very comfortable by the time you're done doing the sew in. And then remember, we were doing the tracks. When you're doing the small cornrows, they were meeting in the middle, so you have to ensure that the middle part is very secure, because when it comes to flat ironing, you're going to undo the ends so that it blends very well with the rest of the hair. So here I'm taking my time also at the middle to ensure that it is well secured. But anyway, I do teach this also in my memberships channel. There you get to understand in depth what is going on. Right now we're just quickly going through it, but if you want a deep understanding of whatever I'm trying to explain to you, you can go ahead and become a member. All right, so here at the end we are reached. At the end you're going to cut the weave, okay? And before you do this track and sew in on a client, please confirm with them if they have a human hair bundles. You have to confirm with them to ask for their consent before you do the track and sew, because you have to cut the bundles, you have to cut the weaves. Every time you fix it on one track, you have to cut it. That is a must. You can't continue, like there's no continuation. So do make sure you explain to your client first before you begin the track and sew in, because you might get in trouble. You know, most people don't like when their human hair bundles are cut. But anyway, this one is a semi-human, but you can wash it, you can blow dry it. And again, yes, I also teach about how to wash it, how to blow dry it after maybe 2 to 3 weeks. So again, here at the ends, remember what I told you. When we are beginning, you have to secure it very nicely and properly so that we don't have any case of a track lifting when it comes to styling it. I'm taking my time at each end to secure it very properly. Do not be in a rush when it comes to the ends, because you might get disappointed when it comes to now styling the final look, because you'll find that the tracks are lifting. And this is something I have struggled with when I first started doing the track and sew ins. Yeah, I wasn't taking my time on the ends and the beginning. So when it came to time to style the client, I had a very hard time to like lay the tracks down and make it look so sleek. So do not make the same mistake I made. Do take your time on that. And then of course, after you're done sewing in on all the bundles, so now you're going to flat iron the rest of the hair. For everyday maintenance, you can try and avoid applying anything to the hair, but if you must, you can use a light hair serum or a very light hair spray to like just maintain the moisture in the hair and maintain the shiny look. When combing, always start with the ends as you go up, all right, to avoid pulling the tracks so that they can give you good service, okay? And always cover the hair when you are going to bed. So of course, after doing the flat ironing, you'll be done, and then to just remain to moisturize the hair with whatever moisturizer that you use for your clients and everything. And then now you can go ahead and style whichever hairstyle you want. And of course, I go deeper into the styling and teaching in my channel memberships. Again, if you're interested, you can just go ahead and subscribe. But that's it for me today, guys. I've been your host, Lisa, and I do hope to see you in my next video. So do make sure you hit that subscribe button, and don't forget the post notifications bell so that you get notified every time I upload a new video.